And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Sports Analyst Podcast. Today, we have a full episode ready for you. We're going to talk some basketball, we're going to talk some football, and then we are going to rant about how much we hate Utah. Jessa, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. That reminded me of you remember the orange YouTube videos? The
The
orange with the
annoying
mouth on
orange.
it? The annoying orange! That's what it is. That's what that reminded me of. Where
Oh,
they're just
that's
super
so funny.
animated. That's awesome. For those of you
That
who weren't
orange.
watching, you should probably go back and rewatch that intro.
Yeah,
Because
you'll
that
need
might
to.
have been one of our best, I think. Well done.
That
Well done.
was pretty good, pretty good.
Oh
We do
man.
have a very full show today. We got a lot to get to. Thank you to everybody for joining for the CFP reaction video. We love it when we get to have everybody on for those like group discussions, the roundtables. For everyone that didn't join, what are you doing? Join next time. Anyway, we'll keep sending out the links. We'll do that more often because it's very fun. I don't know about you, Jessa, but I really enjoy getting everybody on here.
Same, and it's like therapy every time. Much needed, so we gotta do it more.
Yep, yep, definitely. Kylie wasn't able to join, but she said she'll join next time. And she texted in this, which I thought was actually very apropos, which I don't know how to spell, obviously. You don't have to look at our rundown. But Kylie said, here's my thoughts. BYU had me feeling like remember the Titans. We have to win every single game in order to maintain respect and be relevant, just like Coach Boone has to keep his job. Maybe I'm wrong, but the way that this dumb, stupid committee sees things, that's how I feel, which is sad.
100%. 100%. We talked about this on Tuesday night. It was Tuesday night, right? Yeah. On
Mm,
Tuesday night. Yeah, this is and you gave a great analogy. This is Dancing with the Stars for old men. Like, and I agree. I hate that that's the reality, but it is the reality that we are coaching for our job, for our lives, right? For our job. Like every single game we got to win because that's just
right?
what you got to do.
Yeah. Yep. It is what it is. It is what it is. My other sister, Katie, was firing off about Utah in our family group chat earlier today, which
Yes.
I had like a little hot take that I was going to share about Utah because I've had enough of the, oh my gosh, but Utah's going to make this and Utah's going to do that. And I've had enough of it. But Katie went on a great rant. So let me share my screen and let's actually just listen to Katie's rant.
Live
Um,
reaction. Have you heard this yet, or is
yes,
this the first time?
I've heard a little bit of it.
Okay, sweet. This is my first time, so I'm excited. Here we go.
Okay, can you see it?
Look how cute she is. Yes.
Okay.
Hello, Sports Analyst Podcast. I'm Katie, and I'm beyond honored to be on this podcast today. It's been a lifelong dream. And I just got done playing soccer in the rain. So, that's why I look crazy. But anyways, my rant is on the University of Utah football team. I hate them. I hate them so much, and I will never not hate them, probably. They are absolutely classless. Everything they do is classless. Kyle Whittingham, classless. Mark Harlan, classless. Their fans, classless. Kicking chairs, Mark Harlan. Fined $300,000 for straight up lying. Like, get a life. Get a freaking life. It's embarrassing to the sport of college football. They're insanely disrespectful. They vandalize BYU's like stuff. Like we have to saran wrap our like BYU statue and the Cougar statue when they come into town. They absolutely disgust me. Also, Kyle Whittingham. I was talking to my grandpa a while ago. He won't release the injured players chart. At least he didn't 1 week. For what reason? Other than he's a freaking scumbag. Like that's a literal rule put in place by the NCAA. Like, follow it. How about? They're also delusional out of their minds. Every year they're like, we're going to win the Big 12. Oh, their first year in the Big 12, they didn't win a single Big 12 game at home. Hello? And they're like, oh, well, we're going to win it next year. Devin Dampier's going to win the Heisman. He got benched after BYU because he sucks so bad. And then they're still delusional. They're like, well, Bird, Ficklin, da, da, da. Like, I can't take it anymore. It literally makes my blood boil. And they're so overrated. We're not even going to get into why they're ranked number 13 with 2 losses. It absolutely disgusts me. I hate Utah. They are the scum of the earth. They disgust me in every way, and I will never not feel this way. They don't deserve any hype. Every year they say they're going to be good, and every year they're wrong. Their fans are next level delusional. Their team is classless and disgusting. And I will never have an ounce of sympathy for them when they lose because they're just horrible. And yeah, that's my rant. Thanks, guys. Love you.
Oh, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. That is so good. Man, that was like watching all of my thoughts that I don't say, like in public places. And I think that's why I'm sweating a little bit because I agreed with every word. Oh my.
Oh yeah, huge shout out to Katie for getting those out there. We're all thinking it. Katie's just saying it.
Oh
Um,
man.
yeah, beautiful. She had her own little Max Hall moment, so we greatly appreciate that, and we look forward to many of the money of the other the rant videos that we get. Those are always my favorite. Katie, fantastic job. I no, I don't think we. You just can't put it better than that, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, here's what I was actually gonna say about it. Just my advice for everybody who feels this way and doesn't know where to put that energy. Do what I'm doing. Utah doesn't exist. We beat them, so they literally fall off the edge of the planet. Like whatever they do doesn't matter, guys.
I love that.
Like that's how would I have to remind myself 7 times a day when I think all the thoughts that Katie just said. So well done.
I love it. I love it. Utah doesn't exist. I think
Yep.
that's quote of the day right there.
I don't know what they are. I don't know
Um,
who they are.
let's talk about some basketball first because it is officially college basketball season. Um, well, let me rewind. It is technically college basketball season. I don't think it officially becomes college basketball season until January 1st or January 2nd, right? Because it's so hard, at least for me personally, it is hard for me to watch basketball when there's also football on. It's like 90-10. Like I love college basketball. I love BYU basketball. I love March Madness, but it pales in comparison to the joy that I have when college football is on. I Are you at least similar, Jessa?
I'm totally, and especially when football is doing well. When football is
Yes.
like fun to watch. Like in 2017, I probably couldn't wait for uh college basketball to come. But when they're doing well, 100% it's 90-10. That doesn't mean I love them any less and want them to win any less. Maybe a little, I don't know. We're not going to get into that. But yeah, I'm with you. It is football season until January, till it's over.
Yeah.
Till it's not.
Until football season is over.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Um, I think this year it's been a little different because BYU basketball has so much hype.
Yeah.
Um, I said to sports analysts, like, I've been like 90-10, like football basketball split, which is insane of me to say at this point in the year. Usually I'm like 100-0. Like, there is not
Yeah.
even, it's not even close, right? But this year I was like kind of excited. Like, BYU played their first game against Villanova. Jessa, did they do enough in that game against Villanova to make you want to watch more basketball before basketball season begins?
I think so, but that's only because of my investment in Kevin Young, my emotional
Okay,
investment.
okay,
If this was Mark Pope, absolutely not. Because I have no emotional connection. I don't care how you do? So maybe that's a
right.
bad example. But I think so. I think they showed
Sorry, my camera's fuzzy.
I thought you were like giving Pope the bird or something.
Well, I'll do that too.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think that they showed enough to where the signs of what we've been told they can be were there. So I'll watch another game for sure. I wasn't disappointed if that's what you're asking.
Okay, okay. I like how you put that because I think the signs, like there were flashes of why this team is getting so much hype were there. But I'm not gonna lie, I think I was a little disappointed. Maybe this is because I was so caught up in football and football's doing so well, and I was like, this basketball thing better be really great if I'm gonna be watching before like January. Um, it was a little underwhelming. Like though it was a great win, it was a season opener, and it's a dub. There's not much else you can ask for. Like especially in the net and everything, like you don't have to have style points in college basketball. It's not like football where
Oh,
Kalani is getting penalized for not running the score up on people like Kurt Signetti is and Kai Whittingham is, right?
yeah. So you're saying it's a sporting event? It's an organized like league
Yeah, which
with
is
rules, which is not what
really
college football is.
weird.
Yeah.
Really weird to
Yeah,
think
it's
about at this point in the
it's
year.
crazy. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think I was just a little underwhelmed. I was expecting, and this is probably me having crazy expectations. I was expecting AJ to be like this LeBron James monster that like just dominates everybody in his path, and he was very much like a freshman. Like he's very, very good. He's probably without a doubt like the best freshman that BYU has had, right? Um, it showed that he hadn't played a college football or like a real college basketball game yet, though. Like he even said in the post game, like, "Hey, like, yeah, this is very different. The speed is different. It took me a while to kind of adjust, but I'm feeling good now and like ready to roll." I think it was great to get that out of the way in a game that we were able to still win, but it just didn't look as pretty as I think I was expecting it to. Not to say that we can't get there. It was just first game of the season, and I think my expectations were just a little high for what it was.
I'd say that's what the majority feels like, to be honest. And it's a natural transition coming from high school to college. I think people expected a Cooper Flag debut, right?
Yeah.
Cooper Flag came in and absolutely dominated. I think that
Can we
maybe,
pause?
yeah, go ahead.
I need to show you a picture.
Okay.
Um, Coop.
Wait. Do you want me to stop the
Oh
recording
no,
or
no,
keep
we can
going?
keep going.
Okay, we're
I
we're
just
we're
had to
here.
pause
Forget the glitch. Go.
Sorry. I have to show you this picture. Okay. You mentioned Cooper Flag. Look what he looks like now. I wouldn't. He is unrecognizable. He's got a mustache and a goatee.
He looks older, like 10 years older. Has the NBA
Right.
like aged him that bad?
What has the NBA done to our boy? Yeah.
You know
Anyway,
what?
sorry. I just had to point that out. He looks
He
terrible now.
has, well, in the last month, he's lost more games than he has. It's like a Trevor Lawrence situation who had like
True.
never lost, right? And then you get to the league and you're like, oh, I'm the guy, but my team sucks. So that's probably why.
Yep.
It's probably why.
Anyway, sorry. Continue. We were expecting Cooper Flag, and it wasn't exactly a Cooper Flag.
But I think that says more about how amazing Cooper Flag was than it does
Yeah.
AJ, to be completely
Yeah.
honest with you. So, I think that we saw the team at I mean, he's working within a team, right?
Hmm.
And AJ is, you hear him talk, he is a smart ball player. And so if I'm honestly, I think what he did was very wise. And I think probably you had Kevin Young in his ear saying, "Hey, let the game come to you. Trust your
Okay.
teammates. Take your opportunities when they're there, but don't force them," right? Because at the end of the day, also it's BYU, it's Kevin Young culture. Like they're playing team basketball,
Hmm.
right? And so it looked very much that he was playing within a system. And that's
Yeah.
probably why we didn't see him take over. I was very impressed. Ty's not going to like this. I was impressed with Rob Wright taking over at the end of the game. Because an
Mm,
elite team, what separates an elite team from a good team is, do you have a guy who can go get a bucket? Can you have a guy who can
absolutely.
win a one-on-one matchup? And Rob Wright got to the bucket, got to the bucket, got to the bucket. He didn't make his layups, right? And we'll talk about that. But I was optimistic from what we saw. Richie was sick, and so it was a
Yeah.
first game. We have a lot to grow, a lot to learn, but
Yes.
it was
And
all right.
no, and I think that's good. And that brings me back down to earth a little bit. The just knowing that like, hey, this is our first game. We have so many new pieces, and not only are those they new pieces, they're like important new pieces. These are supposed to be the flashpoints of our offense, and and I thought they played well enough to give us a spark for what this team can be in the future.
Yeah,
I would agree with that, and I on the Rob Wright point, I totally agree. Like he was very electric. It just he missed a lot of layups, but
yeah,
he was cutting to the basket. He was getting open. He was creating his own shot, which is something we talked about last year, right? That BYU didn't really have a guy that could really create his own shot. Like Yegor was a great passer, and turned it on late in the year, but he wasn't really like a creator for like to get his own shot, to get a look at the bucket. Rob Wright is that dude. AJ is that dude. Like these guys, like you said, are going to go get you a bucket in crunch time, which is very exciting to hear, especially when it comes March time, and that's really what you need down the stretch. So that is very exciting.
yeah. My advice to everybody is just be patient. We might like lose a couple games. The only way you can find out about your team is through live game reps and being tested.
Right.
And luckily in basketball, you can drop a couple games and be all right, especially when you have the
Yeah.
hype that BYU does. Look, now we're benefiting from like the logo bias, right? And the NIL bias. Wow, weird. Two sides of the coin. We'll see how long that lasts, but right now we're
Rabbit's got the gun, baby.
yeah, exactly. So be patient. We've got the thing with the layups too. that's just a game reps thing. It's not a skill thing. So everybody don't freak out and be
Hmm.
like, "Oh my gosh, we don't have
Right.
guys that can make layups." No, 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 no. They need the game reps. And probably if I'm Kevin Young, I'm thinking afterwards like, "Okay, how can we get our practices to replicate this experience now that we've felt it?"
Yeah.
And so we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right.
That's good. That's good to hear. My other concern was the rebounding, but and correct me if I'm wrong, Jessa. I think that's also like a very fixable issue, right? Like that's just an effort, like get your guys to go get rebounds, kind of thing. I feel like
It is when you have the size we do. Like if you
right,
don't have the
and we have the
size,
size.
yeah, that's the thing. In years past, I'd be like, we're screwed because you can't tell your guy like who's 6 inches shorter, just go try harder, okay? No,
Yeah, very
I think
true.
we got punched in the mouth, and if I'm Kevin Young, that's the thing I'm most mad about. Is like
Yeah,
that is unacceptable because we just got out efforted, and then like you've got to focus and find the ball and squeeze like just catching the ball. Again, it looked like
yeah,
a first game. So
yep,
yeah, Kevin Young, get on your guys. Like that's unacceptable and correct it.
yep. And we'll be monitoring this team as it moves forward. They've got kind of a weird schedule coming up. They play like once a week almost for like a span of three weeks. We play Holy Cross, then Delaware, and then next week we play Yukon in the Garden, and that is
Good.
going to be a great test. And then a week later we host Wisconsin. A week later we play Miami in that tournament. So
We
there
need
will be these tests coming up.
yeah,
Like you said, we need them. That was something Kevin Young said last year. Is we needed more tests in the non-con. Well, you got them. So those will be coming up.
yeah. It'll be fun to watch. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to the growth.
Let's get back to football. It is still football season at the end of the day, and this is the biggest game in BYU football history. Okay, maybe not in BYU football history, but definitely like in the last decade, maybe in our lives.
Yeah, as far as regular season goes, I can't think of a bigger one,
Yes,
right?
right?
Like regular
Yeah,
season, we've had big post game. I mean, postseason games.
yeah.
But
I would definitely agree. I mean, the Utah game is always big, but the Utah game hasn't had national stakes like this in a very long time.
it's never
Like,
been top 10.
right? And especially this late in the season too. Like the last couple times we've played Utah, like it's been in September and October, right? This game is in November. This is crunch time. There are CFP rankings next to our names and next to the logos. Um,
Can we pause
Cougs
for a
headed,
second? Hold on. I just want to
yes,
commemorate this moment. Everybody stop and take a mental snapshot of where you are, where you're sitting, what the air smells like. Do some mindfulness, okay? BYU football and BYU basketball are both ranked in the top 10 and have real national postseason championship like futures ahead of them. Yeah, everybody just meditate for a moment. Now, after Saturday, that all could be gone, okay? But we are enjoying this moment. Okay, you can move on.
yes.
Good.
That is perfect. That is perfect because, yeah, we don't know what the future holds, but right now, this moment is great. It's all about anticipation, and right now, the anticipation is great. But in all honesty, Jess, what are we feeling about this game? Tech is favored by 10 points, I think, last I checked. It was 10 and a half. It's gone to 10. LJ is officially playing. The Vegas is projecting a score of like 32 to 21 on average. What are your thoughts just fresh off the dome coming into this game? Massive game in Lubbock.
Do you have any thoughts on the spread? Because I really don't. Like I don't really pay attention to the spread of 10, but I'm wondering, do you have a take on the spread?
Well, I was surprised that it was 10. 10 is a
Same.
lot. Like I think BYU, if I was objective, I would say BYU could cover the spread, right? But because
Yeah,
I'm a BYU fan, I there is a large number of possibilities that I've seen in my life where BYU does not cover a 10-point spread, right? I think we were 10-point dogs to Oregon when I went to Oregon in 2022, and we
I
lost
hated that.
35 to 10, and it was one of the worst sporting events of my life. So I I think if I'm trying to come up with a reason for it, I think it's Tech's defense against our offense. Like our offense isn't super sexy, and Tech's defense is really
Very
good.
sexy.
Yeah. So that would be my only thing. Other than that, I think BYU should cover. Like I don't see us getting blown out. It's possible, but this team has shown that it has fight, you know?
Yeah, the team would show us something new. If we were to get blown out, they'd show us something we haven't seen yet this season.
Right.
And
Yes.
so
Good
we're
point.
not, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to predict a blowout, but also it's sports, so anything can happen, you know?
Right.
It was a little high to me, but I think it's right that we're underdogs. Um,
Yeah.
Going into this environment, it's a home game for Texas Tech, and let's be honest, Texas Tech has dominated in the games that they've won. Like
Yeah.
they're averaging 42 something points a game and giving up 13.
Yep.
So I don't blame the odds makers at all, and I don't think anybody who's telling you that this isn't a test or like that we should be favored going into this game super confident. I don't know what you're reading. I don't know what you're smoking,
Yeah.
but this is a huge game, and like you said, the defense they've got arguably the best defensive line as far as PFF ratings go, which you can say what you want about PFF, but yeah, they're really talented, like you said.
Yep. Where are we worried, Jessa? Because we talked about the defense, and I think that's probably where I'm going to go first as far as like worries go. Like, I worry about our offensive line, just point blank, period. Like, our line is fine. It's done really well. There's nothing to complain about on that front. But this Texas Tech defensive line is very good. Watching that Kansas State game, anytime it was a third and long, Avery Johnson got his bell rung. Like these guys pin their ears back, they get after the quarterback. Bear is not as fast as Avery Johnson. Bear is a runner. He is tough. He is not as fast as Avery Johnson, and Avery Johnson couldn't get out of the pocket very many times against Texas Tech. So that is going to be like my number one worry is how does our offensive line stack up against Texas Tech when they're bringing four? Like they
Right.
don't even have to blitz to get pressure most of the time. So Bears, like we're going to have to do something to slow down that rush, whether it's establishing the run game with healthy LG Martin, whether it's the short game, whether it's the screen game, whether it's quarterback draw. We're going to have to slow down the pass rush because we get in third and longs a lot, like it's over. We're not going to be able to run these deep dig routes to Chase Roberts because we're just not going to have time.
Because guess what happens when you rush three or four? That leaves your linebackers back, and their linebackers are just as good, if not better, than their D line. And
Yeah,
so, yeah, this is going to be the ultimate. A-Rod has got to. We've got to play our best game on offense, and we
absolutely.
have got to play our best game on offense. We do get JoJo Phillips back,
That is amazing.
so that's huge. But how limited is he going to be? I've heard he's been
True.
practicing for at least 3 weeks, bye week, and then a week before.
Okay.
So technically, maybe he could have gone against Iowa State, but you're not gonna risk it. I don't
Mm,
even know if that's true. Anyways, but yeah, I'm with you. I think that's my number one concern is how talented our defense is. The
yep.
closest we can probably compare is probably Arizona as far as their secondary goes, and then Utah as far as their D line goes. So
Yeah.
combine those two. Woohoo! Very
Yeah, it's a
exciting.
good thing we blew out both of those teams, right? Neither of those games were close at all.
Exactly. Oh boy. And this is my
um,
biggest concern outside of that
yeah.
is the road environment. Like this,
Mm.
we think this is a big game for us. Texas Tech is not a like hasn't been in this position very much either.
Right.
So
Right.
this is huge. I mean, their students have literally been camping out since Sunday afternoon at 4:30 p.m. So they
Oh my
are going
gosh.
to be absolutely. We are just thanking our lucky stars. It's not a night game, you guys,
Oh
because
my gosh.
holy
Yes.
freak. So the crowd is going to be a factor. Tortillas may be in the air. I don't know. I hope so, because then that's a 15-yard penalty for us, if you haven't heard about that. If you see a tortilla land on the field, it's 15 yards in
Phone
our
it in.
favor. Yeah.
Phone
Yep.
it in.
Yep. That's exactly right. So we'll see. It's just a huge game against a talented team. It's a crazy test.
Yes, and I like what you said about Texas Tech. Like this is because traditionally BYU comes into games like Tennessee, like what was it, USC a couple
Arkansas.
years
Well,
ago,
Arkansas was not.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
But you come in as this scrappy underdog where the other team is like, we should win this game. You have this SEC or like Big Ten program like Wisconsin, Tennessee, Arkansas, like you're saying, the USC. They come in there like, hey, this is just BYU. Like, guys, we're just going to beat them. They're a bunch of white boys, you know, which fair. But um, this is not that. This is not that moment. Texas Tech is. They are not at the mountaintop. This is their first year of being like this good, right? Like even back in their heyday with Patrick Mahomes and with the Crabtree era, like they did not have the national spotlight on them like they do now. So they are going to come in just as hungry as BYU. BYU is not going to catch them like in a letdown spot. They're not going to surprise them with how good they are. BYU is a high ranked team.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is a very very important test. We talked about the Texas Tech defense. I did want to mention how they hang footballs on strings around the facility, and they have players punch them as they walk by. And you saw that come to fruition against Kansas State last week when they caused, what was it, 5 fumbles or something?
I don't know
Yeah,
about 5 fumbles. There may have been an interception in there, but there were 5 total
the
turnovers.
5 turnovers, right?
Yeah.
So this is a ball hawking defense, and I worry greatly about our offense. But let's go to the other side of the ball because I'm actually feeling more confident in our defense than I think that I was a couple of weeks ago. BYU's defense is good. This is Jay Hill's defense. We got Jack Kelly, we got Isaiah Glasker, we got our the front seven is playing really well right now. Secondary like locked it down when they needed to against Iowa State. Um, I think, especially with the way Texas Tech has looked the past 4 weeks, I think our defense has a chance to keep this game within striking distance. If you
100%.
get what I mean, they're gonna keep this game in a window that the offense, if executing at its maximum, can win this football game for us.
Yep, we got Jay Hill, man. If there's anybody, especially Jay Hill after halftime, actually is what I should be saying because Jay Hill first half has been suspect. Let's be honest, but we have Jay Hill second half. So I'm with you. Especially, I haven't been super impressed with Morton. I'm gonna be honest with you. He
Right.
he's pretty bad under pressure. But if you keep him clean, he can tear you apart. So yeah, I would agree that I'm not concerned about our defense. I mean, maybe I should be. But on that same note, I was talking to Doug about this yesterday. I have never, and everybody knock on wood, we might be going back to 2015 here, but like you said, we've always been the team going into these big matchups where it's like, if we catch them off guard and if we get a couple lucky breaks, this could be really fun, right? But we're not
Mhm.
expected to win. And the reasoning partly behind that is also, I didn't know how prepared we were. Like, did our coaches even believe we could win? Were our coaches taking winning seriously? Or were we in the point where we were just trying to reach our baseline, right? It wasn't about the
Right.
opponent. It was about trying to just play with the talent we've got, right?
Hmm.
Now, I feel like we're in a position, like an attacking position as far as preparation goes, to
Yeah.
where we know we can execute and hit our baseline. Every week at practice, it's about executing the specific, like, game plan for the
Right.
opponent, right? So, all that being said, I feel that this is the best the BYU program has ever been. And I know you guys are
Oh,
going to say, "Oh, 1984. What about it? Sorry, what conference were we in 1984? What kind of investment did we have in the program in 1984?" 100%, I think our coaching, our players, like obviously that's the greatest coaching staff arguably ever assembled in
yeah.
college football, right? Like, as you talk about revolutionary, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying as a program right now, I feel more confident that we're going in with an amazing culture, with investing in all to our strength and conditioning staff, to the measurements and the things we do on game day. I think that we are more competitive than we've ever been. So that
That's
doesn't mean we're going to play well on Saturday.
yeah.
Okay, I just want everybody to know. But we're doing everything we can at a level I've never seen, and I didn't live through the 80s. So, brothers in the chat who lived through the 80s, let me know if you understand that take and if you agree or disagree with that. I'm very interested in what it was like.
Yes, and I definitely want to hear that as well. Um, Jess, the best place the program has ever been in, going up against the best place Texas Tech has ever been in as well, for the exact same reasons. Jess, what do we need to do to get the win on Saturday? What does BYU football need to do if they want to have a chance at winning this football game?
We've talked about both units, right? Offense, you already alluded to it. We need to take care of the ball. Luckily, we've got a better turnover. We're in our last 20 games, we're plus 18 on turnover margin, which is awesome. But that means that
Incredible.
but offense needs to take care of the ball. Okay, so offense
Yes.
needs, and from what I've heard from media, it sounds like we're preparing for that. So that's my
Okay.
first one. And then on the defensive side, I think we need to limit explosive plays from them,
Mm. Yep.
specifically in the red zone. Like I think that's a place where we can that's potentially a weakness for Texas Tech is finishing in the
Yeah.
red zone. They're not bad, but they're not elite, and we're elite
Right.
in red zone defense. So, can we can we stop them from scoring touchdowns, especially on the road? Because touchdowns are going to
Yep.
get that place fired up. Let's hold them to field goals. So those are my two. What do you got? What do
I
you need to
love
do?
that. I absolutely love that. And I think those play perfectly into what I was going to say.
Sweet.
My it's just the offense. You need to score touchdowns, not field goals, right? I mean, BYU hasn't had the biggest. We're not traditionally a school that does great in the red zone. Okay, let's just go out here and say it. All right, there's a reason that a lot of our kickers are keep breaking records for points, for
It's
like
so
points
true.
on the team, right? Um, we need to get in the end zone. The best way to combat like an environment, right, is to run the football and get in the red zone. And if we're holding them to field goals, then that puts the pressure on Texas Tech, and that's what I want. I want the pressure to be on Texas Tech. We cannot fall down early in this game. We cannot go down 14-0. We cannot pull an Iowa State and go down on the first play of the game. This is not the kind of team that is going to be susceptible to fourth quarter comebacks. This isn't Arizona. This isn't Utah. This isn't Colorado. Those are all in the same tier of suck in the Big 12. All three of those teams, especially Utah. And we cannot fall in a hole against Texas Tech. They are not the kind of team that's going to just take their foot off the gas and have these weaknesses in the second half that we're able to come back. So second half, Jay Hill, just buckle up and come in for the first half, okay? Just clock in, and we'll pay you overtime for working two halves of football. But we need it, brother. We need to come out fast and dictate the pace and put the pressure on Texas Tech. Because, like you said, Baron Morton, unimpressive, if we're being honest. Against good competition, unimpressive. He's nursing an injury. It's like every other week he's injured again. If we can get to him in the first quarter, get a couple hits on him, get a sack. Maybe we don't get a sack, but maybe we hit him on like it's like a handoff and we still rock him. Like, I don't know, but we need to hit the quarterback, make him start to get overheated, start to get just feel that pressure of the moment. And then maybe we can pull off this upset here. Like we talked about, Texas Tech has never really been in this position before, which is a bad thing, but also a good thing. We don't know how they perform when they had all the eyes of Lubbock on them. We don't know if they're made for this moment. So let's go force them to prove that they are built to handle this moment. And if we're going to lose, let's at least lose by one score.
Yeah, exactly. Cover the spread. Cover the
Yes.
spread. I'm all
Good
about
teams
that.
win, great teams cover.
Yep, because this isn't a sporting event, guys. College football is not a competitive sport. It's not. It's all about entertainment, okay? So
Yep.
we actually don't need to win this game. Let's actually bring our expectations back.
Yep.
We
Yep.
cover the spread. You know what the little committee's gonna do on their Saturday morning while they're rocking in their rocking chairs and watching Bluey because you know they don't watch college football.
Definitely
They're
not
watching
watching
Bluey
the
with their
games.
grandkids, all right? Because their grandkids came into the living room and said, "Grandpa, turn off whatever that is, college game day, and I want to watch my show, or else I'm gonna have a breakdown." So what do? They say, "Okay, here you go. I'll catch up in the box score later." They're gonna go look at this box score and they're gonna say, "Oh, BYU kept it within 8. Okay, they're
Yep.
only gonna drop 4 spots instead of 5. You know,
Yep.
so yeah. So that's all we need. We just need to cover. We're good.
Yep. We just need to cover. Just cover, baby. Right, real quick here before we wrap up, let's get into some of the games happening in college football around BYU that could help us. So I've come up with a list of like 10 games, maybe a little more like 12. 12 games that could help BYU if they were to go a certain way, and we've organized them in order of likelihood to happen based on the Vegas spread.
I love
And
it.
Jessa, let's kick it off with TCU. TCU plays Iowa State. Who do we want to win?
Well, here, actually, I'm going to let you take the lead on this. So tell me your thoughts on this. I haven't given a ton of thought to the other games, but it looks like we want TCU to be ranked when they come to
We
Provo
do.
next week. Okay.
We do. TCU,
Okay.
7-point favorite against Iowa State. We want them to win so that they'll be ranked when we play them next week.
Poor Iowa
Ne-
State is broken. I think they could
for
do it.
Iowa State,
Like you
but
said,
they need to.
likelihood to happen.
Yes, they need to stay broken. Texas A&M is a 7-point favorite at Missouri. We need Texas A&M to win. We just get Missouri out of here. Get them 3 losses. Get them out of the picture.
Yeah.
A couple of other BYU Big 12 ones for BYU's strength of schedule. We need Arizona to beat Kansas, and we need UCF to beat Houston on Friday night. That's a 1.5-point spread. I think that's going to be a fun game.
That's really
Um,
interesting. See, that's what the committee does, by the way. You
yes.
lose, all of a sudden, you're only favored by a point and a half against the 13th team in the Big 12. That's crazy. Okay.
Yes. So we need both of those teams to win. We need Iowa to beat Oregon so that Oregon has two losses. We can talk about Iowa later. I think two-loss Iowa is less scary than two-loss Oregon. So let's get Oregon to that two-loss range. Auburn, we need them to freaking stop playing golf and beat Vanderbilt because three-loss Vandy is not making the playoffs. I don't care. You're just not.
Is the
Um,
post two freeze, is that going to give him some energy, you think? Let's see.
it could. It definitely could. Having a coach in the building and not on the golfing range is could mean things. Basically, every single ranked ACC team we need to lose this weekend. So that's Wake Forest going to Virginia. We need Wake Forest to win. We need Cal to go on the road and beat Louisville, and we need Syracuse to go on the road and beat Miami. Are any of those things going to happen? Absolutely not. But it would be cool. We just need to build that gap between BYU and everybody else, right? That's what
Yep.
this is all about. It's not necessarily like, oh, is Oregon better or worse than BYU because of the win-loss record? It's we need BYU and Oregon to be as far as apart as possible in the win-loss record so that the committee can't use it to justify jumping Oregon over BYU. Does that make sense? Like
Totally,
if
because
BYU has
it's
one
not.
loss,
Yeah, this isn't a sport. This isn't a sport.
exactly.
Yeah,
Right? They're going to try and use strength of schedule to justify putting two lost teams ahead of BYU if BYU has one or zero losses. So we need those
exactly.
two lost teams to have three losses and the one lost teams to have two losses to make it harder for strength of schedule to justify them jumping BYU.
Yep.
Last couple ones here. LSU needs to go on the road and beat Bama. That'll be really hard. I don't doubt that'll happen.
I'll
And
root
then
for it.
Wisconsin. Yeah, Wisconsin and Northwestern. Wisconsin going to Washington, Northwestern going to USC. USC and Washington are two-loss Big Ten teams. Let's just get them to three losses. Again, build that gap between BYU and them. And then lastly, Navy, if you could beat Notre Dame, that'd be really nice because nobody wants to see Notre Dame in the playoff.
Game of the week. Game of the week. That one's a big one, and I'm so glad we're ending on this. Notre Dame needs to pick up another loss, you guys.
Yep.
You've got to be praying for that harder than anything else. This is a great rundown. We got some fun football, and I'm really excited for Saturday.
This should be an awesome, awesome weekend. Thank you, Jessa. This was very, very fun. We're out of time. We love you, everyone. Go Cougs.
Super Y! Let's see it this Saturday. How about?